Hello students, today we shall study chapter number 8, The Hack Driver from class 10th Supplementary Reader. In the title, The Hack Driver, the word hack means a horse-drawn vehicle. Before we start the story, I would like to tell you about the author. The Hack Driver was written by Sinclair Lewis. His full name was Harry Sinclair Lewis. He was a famous American novelist, short story writer, and playwright. He was the first writer from the United States to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1930. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for his vigorous and graphic art of description. He created his characters with wit and humor. His first book, Hike and the Aeroplane, was published in 1912 under the pseudonym Tom Graham. He was born on Feb 7, 1885 in Minnesota, USA. The Hack Driver is the story of a young lawyer who comes to a village to serve summons on Oliver Lutkins. A friendly hack driver takes him round the village in search of Lutkins. Does he find him? Who is Lutkins? Let us see what happens. The story starts like this. After graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. Children, in the very first sentence we have I, and this I means the narrator, the storyteller. This story is personal, means to say the story writer is sharing his personal experience with us. I is here the narrator or the storyteller. I will go step by step. The narrator was a junior assistant clerk in a law firm. He was usually sent to serve summons. He hated his unpleasant work because sometimes he was beaten up by some of his victims. He was very happy when the firm sent him out 40 miles away in the country. He was to serve summons on a man, Oliver Lutkins, in the town called New Mullion. He was disappointed to see the narrow, muddy streets and wooden shops of New Mullion. The only man he liked in this place, or New Mullion, was a delivery man who called himself Bill. Bill, the hack or the cab driver, was around 40 years old. He was a red-faced man with a cheerful expression. The lawyer or the narrator. Here I would like to tell you the narrator is the lawyer. Told Bill that he came there to serve summons on a man called Oliver Lutkins. He was a witness in a legal case. Bill told that he saw Oliver Lutkins only an hour ago around there. The narrator hired Bill's hack at $2 an hour. Bill told him that they could find Oliver at Frid's place and suggested him to remain behind him. This was the trick of Bill. Bill told the lawyer that Oliver Lutkins was good at deceiving people and played a lot of poker. Poker is a game. Fritz informed them that Lutkins was present there a little while ago. Perhaps he had gone to Gustav's barber shop for a shave. These are the stories from the side of Bill. Gustav said angrily that he had not seen Oliver Lutkins. Then, after this, then they went to Gray's barber shop, and there they were told that Oliver Lutkins was there only 5 minutes ago. They again started hunting and searching for Lutkins, but Bill suggested going to Oliver Lutkins' mother's farm. This is another story from the side of Bill to deceive this lawyer. When asked about Oliver Lutkins, his mother shouted that she did not know anything about him. Bill persisted that Lutkins was immediately wanted as a witness in a legal case. He pressed for making a search of the house. Oliver Lutkins' mother seized an iron rod from the stove and threatened to burn them if they dared to make a search there. The lady got angry. The lawyer or the narrator was highly disappointed. He was disappointed because he was not getting success in his mission, as he could not find even a trace of Oliver Lutkins, although he was making efforts. When he came back to his office, when he returned back to his office, his boss rebuked him, scolded him for his failure because he returned there empty handed. His boss ordered the narrator to go back to New Mullion. He sent with him a man who recognized Oliver Lutkins, as he had worked with him. When they reached New Mullion, he found Bill standing at the platform near his hack. Bill and Oliver Lutkins' terrible mother stood together, talking and laughing freely. The narrator introduced Bill, the hack driver, to his companion. He told how he had helped him in searching Oliver Lutkins. The narrator's companion was surprised. He told him that the man was not Bill, but Oliver Lutkins himself. When the narrator served summons, Lutkins and his mother laughed at him as he were a boy of 7. They left the narrator to go with them to a neighbor's house for a cup of coffee. Oliver Lutkins told the narrator that his neighbors were eager to meet such a foolish man. They were the only persons in the town who missed seeing him the previous day. Students, now summing up the story, I would like to tell you the story in a nutshell once more. The hack driver basically is the story of a very cunning manipulator Bill, that is Oliver Lutkins. It also shows that appearances are often deceptive. Once the narrator, a junior clerk in a law firm, had to go to New Mullion to serve a summon to Oliver Lutkins. There he met Bill, Oliver Lutkins, the hack driver. When the narrator asked about Oliver Lutkins, Bill took him to Fritz, who replied that Oliver had been there a little while ago. Bill, who was Oliver Lutkins himself, made a plan to befool the narrator. In a very friendly but subtle way, Bill manipulated the tour, taking the lawyer around the village. He arranged meetings with Fritz, Gustav's shop owner, a barber, etc. Then Bill took him to Oliver Lutkin's mother, who was a terrible, huge woman who threatened to beat them at last. He returned disappointed. He couldn't trace Oliver Lutkins. His boss rebuked him badly and asked him to go back to New Mullion with a person who knew Lutkins. When they reached there, he found Bill and Lutkin's mother together. The man recognized Lutkins. He told that Bill was no one but Lutkins himself. Students, there are two main characters in this story, and I would like to tell you about these characters. The first we will discuss. The first character we will discuss is Oliver Lutkins. Up to now, you have understood that Oliver Lutkins is a crook who lives in the country town of New Mullion. Though he lives in a small town, he easily cheats the lawyer who comes to serve a summons on him. He pretends to be Bill Magnusson, the hack driver, and manages to cheat the narrator. He manages to convey the lawyer that it is very difficult to trace Lutkins. He takes the lawyer to many shops but doesn't allow the lawyer to directly talk with the people. Over a few hours, Bill takes the narrator all over the town where they keep missing Lutkins by small periods of time. He's also a friendly person. When the lawyer comes to New Mullion a second time, Lutkins invites the lawyer for a cup of coffee in his friend's house. Bill painted Lutkins as a dishonest person. He owed money to a lot of people. He had a talent for dishonesty. Though he lived in a rural town, he managed to trick and mislead a lawyer belonging to the city. Now come to the second character, that is the narrator or the storyteller. As we know that the storyteller or the narrator is a lawyer who hates city life. He doesn't like city life. He thinks of pursuing a career in a small town. He goes to New Mullion to serve a summons on Oliver Lutkins. We find him gullible and he's easily misled by Lutkins himself, who poses as the hack driver, Bill. Bill takes money from the lawyer and gives misleading information about Lutkins. He visits a number of places in New Mullion with the Bill, but is not able to meet Lutkins. Since he visited New Mullion for an important matter, he failed to be careful in carrying out his job. The narrator appears to be a novice, a person having no experience in his field, and not a seasoned legal mind. He had a romantic view of country life, but was easily conned by crooks in New Mullion. Thank you. Thank you very much.